everyone. I'm Chris Hernandez, and this is the Weekly Report, a look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. The city wants to help business owners learn new ways to reduce energy costs. New renewable technologies can help a business's bottom line and benefit the city as a whole. KC Green's education and outreach team is partnering with diversified power developers to present a lunch and learn session. Business owners are invited to attend on Thursday, March 30th at the Kauffman Foundation to learn about financial incentives and how energy conservation can lead to profits. And lunch is included. Log on to our website at kcmo.gov to learn about the program and to RSVP. Last week, KC welcomed Big 12 visitors, and soon more basketball fans will descend on downtown for the Midwest Regionals of the NCAA Basketball Tournament Sweet 16 round.
Okay, so you're here for the Big 12 tournament?
Yeah. Every year.
Every year.
Really?
We grew up in Kansas City, Kansas, and since the Big 8, we have been coming down every Saturday of the tournament.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Looking for KU and K-State.
Oh man, that would be a marquee matchup indeed.
Yes,
indeed.
Well, as a KU fan, I like it being close. I'm sure there's other places we could have it, but it's got a good tradition going on here and everything, and Kansas City's a great town, so.
Of course, the Sprint Center has hosted this tournament for about 8 years now, so you think it's a good place to have it, or should they move it around?
Nope, keep it here. It's absolutely amazing to walk downtown and come see KU play.
Okay.
The Kansas City streetcar provided more than 30,000 rides last week, a first for Big 12 visitors. If you're downtown and need a place to park your ride, there are now more than 1,500 parking meters connected to the Park Mobile app. You can use it to pay for parking via your mobile device, or you can pre-order a space at many city-owned garages by using our Click and Park reservation system. Just visit kcmo.clickandpark.com to reserve a space. Learn about all of your parking options when you visit our website at kcmo.gov and search parking. Now here's some news from some of our other city departments.
During Black History Month in February, we paid a visit to the crime lab of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, where we met a dozen African American women who work in crime scene investigation, or what is commonly known as CSI.
Tara Russell, and I am a forensic specialist in the DNA biological evidence section.
Russell took a few turns before she arrived at KCPD's crime lab and encourages others to think about a career in the science of forensics.
I like science, but I couldn't really figure out how I wanted to connect it with my life. So I talked to my father, who is actually a detective, Detective Ronald Russell for KCPD, and he was like, well, why don't you check out the crime lab, and I'll call Linda and you can get a tour. So I was like, well, that seems interesting. I never thought about that. It was never really presented to me as an option. It never crossed my mind to even work in this field. Starting out in college, 18, going to college, it's kind of like, well, I like science stuff, so let's try that. So my dad really helped me bring it in and find something that I enjoy doing, something that is fulfilling. I feel like I'm helping out the community with the work that I do, and that's how I came around to doing forensics. You have to be patient. You can't rush through things. You can't rush through training. I'm still in training, and I've been here for going on 8 years. I'm still learning new things. I'm actually in training now for analysis, so I just finished all of that, and I have another reading to do before I'm signed off and I'm able to be let loose. So it's something that does take a long time, and you're consistently learning new things, and science is always changing. It's always getting better. So if you're open to learning new things all throughout life, this would be something good for you. If you're somebody who learned something and you want to do it that same way for the rest of time, then you may want to think about something different, because that is not how this job works.
Fingerprinting is another specialty within KCPD's crime lab.
I'm Crystal Frowner, and I am a forensic specialist too, which is a latent print examiner, and I've been with the department for 8 years.
Browner was also in another career field when she was recruited to the crime lab.
And my degree is actually in communications, so I said, I'm not sure if this job is for me, and I'm also a certified paralegal, so I wasn't think I was qualified for the job, but the supervisor told me that I had the qualities that you couldn't teach, as far as integrity and honesty, commitment, and dependability. He said, anything else I can teach you. And so I got hired on as a fingerprint ID technician, and they trained me in the ways of how to do all the comparisons. And then later on I got a promotion and moved to Leighton Prince, and they sent me to all the classes that I needed for the forensics aspect of the job that I do now. Exciting part of the job is we get to process. So we get to process different items of evidence, which also can prove to be our most challenging part, because all the items of evidence is never the same. So you have to think through what chemical would I use on this item, how am I going to photograph it, which angle I should get it at, the lighting, and then the actual comparison is also very challenging sometimes as well.
My name is Tiffany Hudson, and I've been working here for approximately 2.5 years. And my position is a forensic specialist 2, also known as a crime scene technician.
Tiffany Hudson has a bachelor's degree in biology with a minor in chemistry and a master's in forensic science with concentration in advanced investigations.
Well, I work in the crime scene division, so we do fingerprinting, swabbing for DNA purposes. We also do photography, and we do processing at our medical examiner's office.
My name is Maria Maples. I am a firearms specialist here at the Kansas City Crime Lab and in firearms. And what we do is full function testing of firearms, making sure that the firearm functions properly, and entering the cartridge cases into a database called NIBIN.
Here are a few others we met during our visit to the crime lab. Marcina Craig, forensic specialist of the DNA section. Barbara Banks, assistant supervisor in the Leighton Prince section. Sandra Haywood, forensic specialist in the fingerprinting. Sandra Ambler, forensic specialist in fingerprinting. Trinita Drummer, forensic specialist in fingerprinting. Lysandra Frowner, forensic specialist in fingerprinting. Robin Wright, inventory specialist, property and evidence. And Delisha Gibson, inventory specialist. We missed seeing a few, and they are Kathy May, chief criminalist supervisor in the firearms section. LaVonda Jackson, forensic specialist in the Leighton Prince section. We salute all of you in your work for Black History Month. I'm Officer Mike Moats, and have a safe week.
Whatever happens, wherever you go, you'll know. Alert KC is your connection to information that matters most to you 24/7. Get text message alerts about safety incidents, service updates, community news, and now dangerous weather conditions right where you are. Sign up and choose the alert that you want to receive. To sign up, simply text your zip code to 888-777. If you live or work in KCMO, stay in the know about missing persons, water main breaks, severe weather, and more. You can also sign up on our website at kcmo.gov and search Alert KC. You can also click the Nixle link on the city's page to customize the information you want to receive, such as alerts, advisories, and/or community messages. Alerts are sent for urgent matters that could adversely affect life and property, such as boil orders and severe weather. Advisories are sent to residents in a specific geographic area regarding water main breaks, wastewater overflows, major road closures, snow ordinances, and unscheduled city office closures. Community messages are neighborhood notifications sent via email. Examples of these include scheduled trash delays, city-sponsored events, or public meetings. You can also choose which local agencies you'd like to receive notifications from. Alert KC is available at no cost to residents. Standard text message rates apply. To learn more about Alert KC, visit kcmo.gov/alertkc. To watch additional videos, check the FYI KC webpage at kcmo.gov/FYIKC.
Curious George is the main character in a series of children's books that's been popular for generations. Theater for Young America brings 3 of those books to life here at the H&R Block City Stage at Union Station. Here to talk to us today about Curious George, about the current season, as well as the programming that happens not just here but outside of Union Station, is Artistic Director Valerie Mackey. Valerie, thank you for having us here at one of your locations.
My goodness, I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you. This is our main location, and we've been here for 12 years, and we love this location. We love being in the center of the city, and so much energy and so many good things coming here in this area, the Kaufman and all the arts.
Yes.
You guys.
Thank you.
And filling our city with great things for people to come and see and people to experience here in this city that we love so much.
Well, and you've been here for 12, but the Theater for Young America has been around since the 70s, and I didn't know that you were the oldest children's theater in Kansas City.
Yeah, we're the oldest equity theater in Kansas, actually. And we started in 1974, and we were with the Waldo Astoria Children's Theater, and we were during the day while they would do, the shows at night for the dinner theater.
So you've been a great part of Kansas City history. Theater for Young America has.
Absolutely.
What's the secret to your longevity, do you think?
We tell our stories honestly. We have a community of people that come and they know what to count on us. We're going to tell the story. We're going to bring books to life in beautiful ways. And we go out to the communities as well. We see in the last few years, we see about 40,000, we serve about 40,000 people in our Kansas City region every year, either here at our main stage and in the city stage in Union Station, or on tour. And then we do some shows out at Wonderscope Children's Museum over in Kansas. And then we have some classes there as well. And then we have some classes at Avila. And so.
So education is a huge part of what you do.
Absolutely.
It's because you also have Q&As after the shows here, so that if there are any questions about what children just saw, they can get them answered by the actors and the people involved.
We answer them honestly. They ask and we tell them what it's like. They experience it. I really think it takes that educational component home, because then they see it, then they think, I can do that too. And then they go home, find their favorite book. We encourage them to then bring it to life. When you have an emotional response to something that you see, like a book or something in history, when it's dramatized, you remember it. You remember it always. And I have kids come back and they're bringing their kids now and they say, well, remember when I learned about Harriet Tubman and I saw a play here and her husband, they used this quilt, and they remember that. So it increases their retention and their learning, and then they can relate these stories to other people, and it continues.
And you not only have children out in the audience, you have children participating in the plays themselves, which is so important.
Oh yeah. I love the moment when they realize that they're on stage, that they're really performing. And so we foster that development through our acting class program, which is really in stages of learning. It's kind of a trajectory where they learn different things each year, coming then to the troopers class, which is our high school class. And these kids are going to college with really some great knowledge under their belt. And then we give them opportunities we do 2 shows a year. One show during the main year where we use students in age-appropriate roles, and then we have one in the summer as well. And it's always, it's a great energy to have the students on stage, because the children in the audience really identify with them. And they have learned so quickly. It's like immersion. They are immersed in this, working with professional actors, and then they are doing these magical things on stage. And their learning goes up. And that's why the schools are so open to letting them come and do shows and then go back to school and do their extra work outside of school, because it's extremely educational for them,
Well, Curious George is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development
Yes.
Fund. Tell us more about Curious George.
Curious George, I love the story of Curious George. These books were written, and so they've seen a lot of generations look at them, and some of it is dated, and some of it is it continues because it's about a young monkey
Right.
learning about this new human culture. I mean, he's not with other animals. He's with humans, and so he goes to a hospital and is with other children in a hospital, and yet he's a monkey. So of course he jumps on the record player and tries to ride it, and of course he's a mischievous kind of character, and because he's curious. I mean, in fact, the man in the yellow hat says he's too curious, and that's true. And he's curious of life, and I think that's kind of how a lot of kids are too. And so they love watching him.
Where would people be able to find information about your show times and about your programming?
Simple, tya.org. Our website has everything on it.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do here at Union Station and throughout Kansas City.
Thank you so much. We so appreciate the city and the NTDF funds supporting the arts in Kansas City.
It's our pleasure.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
The Kansas City Museum Foundation launched the Making a Museum KC Capital campaign this week to raise funds to restore and renovate the museum. You are invited to an open house on Wednesday, March 29th to learn more about the project and how you can help support the campaign.
I want to take this opportunity to share with you a little bit about how the financials of this project are going to work. In terms of the overall project design and construction costs for the restoration of Corinthian Hall, these costs to restore this building in all of its floors from top to bottom are estimated at $15 million. The museum levy, which we already pay as part of our base property tax, has enabled an allocation of $6 million for the museum's renovation. But the $6 million plus the $2 million in private fundraising won't be enough to do this building the way it needs to be, the way it deserves to be treated from a top to bottom renovation. So, as you may have heard once or twice, we've got a little initiative, an authorization on the April 4th ballot that would place an $800 million infrastructure repair plan that would seek resident approval for a comprehensive capital improvements program that would issue $800 million in general obligation bonds over the next 20 years. About $40 million a year would be issued for these types of facilities. And guess what? Kansas City Museum Corinthian Hall is a key component of that issue.
So this is an opportunity to restore this museum to its original glory. It will serve as a community anchor and nucleus and a rich hub of the history of this city and the culture of this city and its vibrant residents and neighborhoods. It will be something that we will all be able to be very proud of and to bring our kids to and to use as a learning opportunity for people from not just the city but from around this entire region.
If yard cleanup is in your plans, you are in luck. Curbside leaf and brush collection starts in the Central Zone the week of April 10th, followed by Northland collection the week of April 17th, and South Zone pickup takes place the week of April 24th. Remember, you may leave up to 20 bags or bundles of leaves and brush on your curb on your regular trash pickup day. The city's leaf and brush drop-off sites are also now open. The sites are located at 11660 North Main, 1815 North Shoto Trafficway, and 10301 Raytown Road. Drop-off is free to residents on Saturdays with identification. For more information about leaf and brush, visit kcmo.gov and search leaf and brush. Please join us for the Mayor's State of the City address on March 28th at 6 p.m. at the Nelson Atkins Museum. The event is free and open to the public. However, an RSVP is requested. You can RSVP online at kcmo.gov. If you are unable to join us, there are several other ways you can watch the speech. Tune in right here on Channel 2. Watch via Facebook Live on either the Mayor's Facebook page or the city's Facebook page, or watch the live stream on our website at kcmo.gov. You can also follow on Twitter using the hashtag SOTCKC. That does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. To view this program again or other Channel 2 videos, go to kcmo.gov and search Channel 2. That page has a link to our YouTube channel, and there you can view all of our programs on demand. I'm Chris Hernandez. Have a great week.